6 at WIOD. I wish we were on TV this morning. I really do. I don't mean you guys. I mean us. If you people could see the scene that we got going here, man, we got, like, the president is, like, has no clue what the hell is going on in the world, and Clinton is doing this one, and that one's, and Tammy Wynette is all bent out of shape, and Jeffrey Dahmer is on trial, who murdered a whole bunch of people, and the cameras, man, like, they're all sitting in there like the most important thing in the history of the human race was about to take place. Now, I got a great idea. All I got to do is get up, stand on top of this table, unzip my pants, and prove to everybody in the other room you couldn't see it from like 2 feet, okay? Get those telescopic lenses going, man. You could have the Mount Palomar telescope in there, and you still couldn't see it, all right? Anyway, I got a lot of people. I don't want to get mushy here because that would, like, spoil the image, but there were some people yesterday who really were just magnificent, not the least of which the management of the station from the very top all the way down to the very bottom. Who's on the bottom? Like Boy Gary on the very bottom. And everybody in between. And they're just tremendously supportive, and I appreciate that. And quite frankly, all of this is much ado about nothing, okay? I want to make very clear, okay, read my lips. I can't talk about the specifics of what happened in any way, shape, or form because of the way our legal system works. Norm Kent has told me that. Management has told me that, and that's the way it is, okay? So I know that's frustrating to me because I'd like to come on here and tell you what a bunch of crap it is, which it all is, but I'm not going to be able to do that in specifics. But, and of course, there are people in the media who just refuse to take no for an answer. I understand that you guys try to do your job, but when you tell people, hey, can't discuss it, can't talk about it, speak it English, I mean, do you understand what those words mean? You cannot do it, because that's the way our legal system works. If I sit there and I start going into a big thing about what happened or did not happen, as the case is, right away we're going to have people wanting transcripts of the tapes, and they're going to want this, they're going to want that. And we just aren't going to get into all of that because it's not the way you go through the court proceeding. But anyway, Chuck Meyer, I have to tell you, and I'm not saying this to be flowery because that's not my style. Chuck Meyer is probably one of the most incredible people I have ever worked with in 30-some years in this business. One of the most talented people. And for anybody, to have to come in here and do this show yesterday and under those kind of circumstances and do the job that he did, I just can't pass enough bouquets along to Chuck Meyer. Still have differences of opinion on a lot of things, like the thing with the Kathy Willits list. You know, we have our, because we're human beings, and we have honest differences of opinion. But in terms of the job he did yesterday, it was magnificent, and I thank him for all his kindness, and he's an incredible guy. A little fat, but a good guy. Also, speaking of a little fat, Craig Worthing came down yesterday to my house. When I come back after the break, I'm going to tell you about a scene that went on in Plantation Acres yesterday that you would not believe. You wouldn't believe. You know, I'm not going to sit here and attack the media because there are those people who have attacked me in the last 24 hours, as you'd expect. I mean, that comes as no surprise to me. I sit here and rip, they rip back. Like in The Godfather, he says, they hit Bruno Tattaglia at 3 o'clock this morning. They hit us, we hit him back. Bada bing, like that. So I'm in a position now where where it's very easy to have me as a target, and those people who hate me like poison, they figure what goes around comes around, all that kind of silly stuff. It's a great opportunity. I have no problem with that. But when you come to my neighborhood, when you're pounding on the door, my dogs have laryngitis this morning from all the barking that they did yesterday. But anyway, Craig Worthing, who's a super friend, came down. We went up to Pompano Park last night, actually won a few bucks, had a great time. Fat Rich was there. I had 2 big, fat bodyguards. What more could anybody ask for? And actually was able to win a couple of races, have a good time, and get home without being molested or assaulted. 10 minutes after 10 at WIOD, I'll tell you one thing. If I got as many calls on this show every day as I did at my house yesterday, we have a 90 share, okay? I mean, it was just incredible, and I thank everybody who called. I don't want to start singling out, because if I did that, I just would leave some people out. 10 past 10 WIOD. You've waited till the last minute, but you've still got a little bit of time left. Today, head down to...
We got a 69 in progress at the Triple X Theater. Officers requesting backup to roll of paper towels.
I love myself, 'cause no one will love me. When I feel down, I run to the movies. Give the usher my stub. It's all kind of sleazy. I unzip my pants, 'cause I'm feeling pee-wee. I didn't hurt anybody else, so leave me alone so I can touch myself. I didn't hurt anybody else. I mean, I didn't touch animals. I only choked one chicken.
Is that a gun in your pocket, Pee-wee, or are you just happy to see us?
What's with the cops? why'd they come running? I was just hanging with a friend of mine.
I turned around, and the coppers, they were laughing.
They said, Pee-wee,
you're gonna go blind.
I closed my eyes, 'cause it's getting to me. My career might die, but I'm feeling groovy. Any fool can see how much I adore it.
I get down on my knees, 'cause I'm going for it.
I didn't hurt anybody else, so leave me alone so I can touch myself.
No, I didn't hurt. No, anybody else.
I'd hold up my hands, police officer, but I'm busy now. I'd like a medium popcorn with butter on the side.
I just buttered myself.
10:15 at WIOD. By the way, I want to say hi to Hank Goldberg. I hope Hank is listening this morning. I hope he's feeling well. I don't know how well known it is, because I was on the way home from the track. I left after about 6 or 7 races last night at Pompano Park, and I'm listening to Hank's show, and all of a sudden Scotty Mack is on the air just babbling incoherently for about 10-15 minutes. And I'm saying to Craig, what is going on here? There's got to be something desperately wrong. And then I read in the Herald this morning, or in the Sun Sentinel, I guess it was, that Hank went home sick last night. That he said, Hank told me about a condition he's got. We were at the track about a month ago, and his heart starts beating real slow. And I don't know exactly what they call the condition or what causes it. But anyway, evidently he had one of these spells on the air last night and went home early. And we just want everybody to know that he's home resting okay. And I don't know if he's going to be on the air tonight or not. We'll find out for you. Anyway, it's 10:15 at WIOD. The good news, our Camilla's House total. It's really incredible that you have to get busted to get some people off their ass to donate to the homeless. Is that incredible? Man, we could probably do $250,000 if I went out and killed a couple of these reporters today, huh? Not bad. Maybe $500,000. But seriously, we're up to $119,137.33. When I was last here on Wednesday, we had 115 and change. I think that's what it was. So that means we're like almost $4,000 more than we had on Wednesday, and this is the last official day of our campaign. So I was hoping we'd get to 120, which is a nice round figure. That would be incredible. Unbelievable. In a year when everybody's broke and all the charities are crying the blues and nobody is raising anywhere near the money that they have in previous years, and you folks have really come through for the homeless and Camilla's House. So if that's what it takes, I guess maybe that, almost made it worth it. We are $873 away, thereabouts, from 120,000. And we sure can do that today, right? George is going to write that out himself. 375-0763. 375-0763. You can call in, charge your donation on your Visa and MasterCard, and get one of the Best of Neil CDs or cassettes or any of our good crap, okay? Now, getting back to... Woody, are you there?
I'm there, Neil.
Because I don't want to leave you hanging too long, because I know your ponytail weighs too much.
Well, really? What's new, Neil?
I don't know. Has somebody heard any good jokes lately?
Really. God, I mean, I know the beach pretty well. I do a lot up there, so, that place has been rated quite a few times on different things, so it's not exactly the best place to go, but what the hell, But I know, like, some of those...
But Leroy likes the publicity.
Leroy, he loves the publicity. Like, some of those undercover cops, nobody, they hear me do a pig report on your program and stuff like that. They listen to you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. One of the undercover cops came up to me once over at City Hall, and Miami Beach City Hall, and said, I hear you doing those pig reports on Neil's show. He loves the show,
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, man. They're a strange breed over there.
Well, you know that I can't say anything about any of that.
Yeah, I know.
I have a necessary lockjaw about a lot of things here today.
Yeah.
Won't be that way too long.
Without plugging any of my clients, I want you to know that they really all support you.
We've heard you plugged a few of your clients, Woody, but that's understood.
But they all support you. In fact, even my 10-year-old daughter who's here, she says it was stupid. So, you have the full support of everybody, and really, Neil, anything we can ever do, you just let us know.
Thank you, Woody, and listen. Get a haircut.
Okay, Neil.
See ya. Okay.
Bye-bye.
10:18 at WIOD. Woody Graber, who just continues being chronic and will not go away. Anyway, I have absolutely no problem with the media coverage of what's happened in the last 24 hours, whatever it's been. I have no problem with that. And last night at 5 o'clock, just before I left for the track, I actually thought Rick Sanchez was going to break into tears at one point on the Channel 7 News. I mean, I've seldom seen such an emotional outpouring. It was incredible, and the tremendous work I do for Camilo. I'm serious. I thought that he was going to go into like spasms and start crying and squatting on top of the news desk and just go crazy. Rick, just keep in mind, it's business, it's not personal, okay? You might be a wonderful guy. I doubt it, but you might be a great guy. But it's business, not personal. But then there's another aspect to the whole thing, and this is, I don't want to go crazy on it, although I really should. And I also do want to thank, as long as I'm thanking people, the plantation police. 90% of maybe 95% who are really super folks and have been very nice to me. I've lived in plantation for about 5 or 6 years now, and they are great. And I had a call on them yesterday to break up a circus that was developing in my neighborhood in front of my house. I was called yesterday after the news broke at home, as I expected, although where they got the phone number, I'm a little bit leery. But I was called by just about everybody in the local media. And they asked, do you have any comment? And I told them that Norm Kent told me I can't make any comment whatsoever, and I hope you understand that. And I said, I know you're all trying to do your job. I was courteous to all these people, but I said, I can't talk. I'm not going to tell you anything. And then there were those individuals, I'm not going to mention any names, Rick, who said, well, we got to come up there to your house this afternoon. I said, look, if you want to come all the way up here and schlep up here, the acres is beautiful. I have a nice modest house here. There are 2 beautiful Corvettes in the driveway. The dogs will bark like crazy. They're not vicious. And that's it. You're just going to waste your time. Lo and behold, about 11:30, a white Chevy with a cameraman from Channel 4, I assume it was parked out there across the street. He was there for 6 hours. 6 hours. But I had no problem with that. Because I'm in a house, the blinds are shut, the dogs are doing a number on the floor, everybody's happy. Craig comes over, brings me a sandwich. No problem. But as the day wore on, more and more of these people started filtering into the neighborhood. Again, not a big problem with that, although it might have been an inconvenience to the neighbors. But then starts on the front door. Not knocking on the door like you would if you went to visit a friend or a neighbor, but like, come on, get out, you're holed up in there. That was the line that I loved the best. Rogers today is holed up. Over behind those trees, he's holed up in his house. Like I'm supposed to be out doing a Kazatsky in the middle of the damn cul-de-sac out there? What would they have liked me to do? Could I have, whipped it out in the middle of the neighborhood? Then they would have known for sure it was all a bunch of crap. What is it that I was supposed to have been doing while I was holed up? Like I had hostages in the house there, okay? Like they do with these mass murderers, or like in their last days before they throw in the stink bombs and they smoke them out. He's holed up in the house there and won't come out, okay? And, of course, every time they go the dogs are screaming and yelling. And keep in mind, I had 2 hours of sleep. I got home about 4 o'clock after a beautiful evening in the Dade County Jail. I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the phone started ringing at 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought I'd get up around 7 and call Disney. 6 in the morning, it was already out, okay, because good news travels fast among close friends. And so I'd had about 2 hours sleep, and I'm praying that I can just lie there and not off, and the TV is on in the back, and it's... So I had to call the plantation police, and again, thanks profusely to them, because they came by and cleared some of these assholes out of my neighborhood. And again, the thing with the media, I just don't know what it is that you people have lost perspective on, okay? I know you're under a lot of pressure to get the juicy story and to get the exclusive and get the scoop. But as far as just not only invading on privacy, but invading on people's ability to just have a little peace and just relax and get a couple of hours of shut-eye or whatever, it's just absolutely uncalled for and unnecessary and unacceptable and grotesque and gruesome and a pile of crap. 1022 at WIOD. Speaking of people...
No tengo pellejo en la punta.
Coming this Christmas from Bogus Industries. It's the I Can Drive Like Rick Sanchez board game. It's a real-life action-adventure game that uses the streets of South Florida as a game board. Start begins at concession stand A of Joe Robbie Stadium, where each contestant has to drink himself to oblivion. Whoever gets the highest blood alcohol level first goes on to level number 2. The run down a pedestrian and the haul-ass home section of the game. Then leaves board game police baffled, and each player must come up with a different excuse to go home and get his license. Then it's off to the final leg of the board game. Hire an attorney, go to court, and whoever gets off with the easiest sentence wins. It's hours of fun for the whole family. The I Can Drive Like Rick Sanchez board game. Bogus Industries.
1028. By the way, Paul, I'm sure you're listening this morning over at She. I have a lot of faxes about you. They all basically say you're an asshole. I don't know what you said, but it must have been bad, Paul. Pooch up. Anyway, look at this. A card from the staff here. All of these people who have, many of whom haven't said boo to me in months, but who are desperate for the next free meal to come in, and I thank them profusely. What an outpouring of emotion and crap, okay? 28 past 10, and let's take your calls. And just again, I want to keep in mind, you can say whatever the hell you want. I am not going to sit here and preside over being sucked into saying things that I can't, because I just can't do it. So I hope you understand that, and if you don't, that's your problem. North Miami, hello.
Stand by your veal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support you, Neil. Not athletically, but I support you.
Not a what?
Who sang that Freedom's Dead song? It's a very good song, right?
That was the Ponytail Man.
Who's that?
Mitch Lewis.
Oh, terrific.
He's growing back his hair, by the way, in case you haven't heard.
Okay, as a post-mortem to the...
As a post-mortem?
Post-mortem to the navigable waterway. Navigable, yes. To the
let me ask you something. How long have you been working on it? You're definitely not going to make midday on this station.
Sure, okay.
Bad material.
My mother says, why does Neil hate buffaloes?
Yeah.
I said, not buffaloes. Buffalo. I'm not making this up. Buffalo, not buffaloes.
What time are you on? What time are you on?
Not really.
Is this Bill Marshall? Listen to that. It's Bill Marshall.
My name is Harry.
No, come on, Bill. You're not kidding me. I swear to you, you have that same squeaky, annoying, grating sound in your voice.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, Harry, listen. Have a great life. 1029 at WIOD, an open line today at 7519463. Doral.
Neil.
Yes.
First of all, I want to say that I support you.
Well, thank you so much.
It's definitely another proof of what you've been saying all along, that these people are getting out of hand.
It's out there.
It's like I told Chuck yesterday. I would like to have the transcripts yesterday around that time of 911 and calls to the Miami Beach Police Department to see what the hell was going on when these two officers were enforcing whatever law that is. And I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of people right now in Miami Beach that will be pretty upset, who probably got their car ripped off, mugged, a wife got beat up, some kid got molested or beat up by some drunk guy or whatever. And these two fine officers were out there, getting their rocks off, in some other place. And in reference to all these other people who, fortunately I couldn't call it a privilege to watch on TV, like Mr. Castronova and Mr. Eagle at the Light Bulb, etc. It's pathetic how these people are just searching to make something, at least try to gain some points off of somebody else's supposedly problems.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me. I didn't turn on much of anything. I did listen to a lot of Chuck's show yesterday because he did a great job and he's a real pro. But I didn't watch or listen to much of anything till about 5 o'clock when I started watching the newscast. So, but I did have a lot of people calling me, telling me some of the stuff that was going on, especially at the Light Bulb. But none of that comes as any shock. I mean, they, obviously were competitors, and they've got their .3 or .5s during the daytime, whatever they got. And they're, trying to suck on and latch onto this like they've done with anything and everything that I've done over the years, whether it's good, bad, sensational, embarrassing, whatever it might be. And so, nothing would surprise me in terms of their attempt to exploit it and capitalize and jump on the bandwagon. But when you cancel all of the guests, which is what I was told happened, who were scheduled to be on so that you could make almost a 24-hour marathon of Let's Bash Neil and, jump in on this, then it's really a sign of serious desperation, I think. And also, I do want to say that, again, the TV coverage that I saw I thought was fair, although my last name is B. Helfer, and I wish they'd pronounce it right. It's not any big secret. But when you consider that at 5 or 6 o'clock, Channel 7 did 7 minutes, I think it was at 6, 7.5 minutes on this with the team coverage and with the Sally I thought was going to hop out of the chair. She must have had some extra batteries. And then we get 20 seconds on Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, here's a guy, the trial started, he's killed an 8, like all of these people, okay? I get 7.5 minutes, and he gets 20 seconds.
You're right.
So I feel like a really big guy, although, quite frankly, you'd be surprised.
I got a couple of the sets in the house, and I had them tuned, and everybody was, Channel 4 did it for, a few minutes, and, all the other channels.
Well, there are a lot of these people who were doing it for a few minutes.
I saw Channel 7, and everybody else is now talking about Dahmer and, what is going on over there. And these people are still carrying on, interviewing people in the middle of the street, which personally I thought they were really weirdos. Because, I don't know where they went to, but those guys were really weird. But anyway, it just goes to show what you've been saying has been, true all along, and that I'll tell you this much, you have a lot of people that are behind you, And when when the light comes out, I'm pretty sure that you're going to say your part of the story.
Oh, I sure will.
And basically, it just feels, in a way, I think the public should know that when you go to Miami Beach, believe me, everybody should move in there right now because there's no crime. There's nothing else going on in that city. So, it's safe in there. As a matter of fact, they have to go after Section, 803.5? Something
like that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Neil.
Have a great day. And
Take care.
Listen.
And no further sulking.
See you later. 10:33 at WIOD. We have an open line today at 751-9463. Hollywood. Okay, good call. That must have been from the Hollywood Vice. Here's a lady in Miami Springs. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome back.
How you doing?
And I guess I'll have to say I was so upset I went and ate about 10 Neely burgers.
Really? Wayne loves you.
did.
Wayne Arnold called me at home yesterday, by the way, and he said if things don't work out, you can come and eat Neely burgers the rest of your life.
Hey, he's a great guy.
And I said that ought to be like about a week and a half, Wayne. Now, just a joke, Wayne.
And on top of that, I think maybe the Miami Beach Police Department should get a grip on themselves.
Yeah.
But it is good to have you back, okay?
Thank you, dear. Have a nice life. 10:34, West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Neil?
Okay.
Welcome back, and I just want to let you know we're all behind you, so to speak.
Yeah.
And
so to speak.
So to speak. And look at the ratings you're going to get out of this anyway.
Yeah, I know. See, in fact, Disney was telling me their people called him and said, is this a stunt? Is this a publicity stunt?
Well, you made the front page of the Palm Beach Post.
Really? The front page?
Front page.
Hal, of course, that's a Cox newspaper, so it's probably in-house propaganda.
Outrageous.
Yeah, it's about time they give me a little publicity.
Radios. Neil Roger faces indecent exposure charge.
Woo!
Bold print.
Yeah, tell them expose this.
Yeah, well, today when you go to the bathroom and you stand at the urinal, don't expose yourself because you never know who's going to be standing
Don't shake one time too often. I heard somebody say that to Chuck yesterday. I think that was probably the best instructional call of the day. Do not shake it one time too many because you may be shaking and quaking in your boots, okay?
You never know.
Have a great life.
Hey, you too.
See ya. 10:35, out-of-town line is open, 1-800-944-WIOD. We all know it's really tough to find an auto mechanic you can really trust. Somebody who'll do a great job the first time, charge you a fair price, no rip-offs, no unneeded repairs. Jim O'Hara is exactly the guy that you're searching for. He's been doing it for people since 1978 over at Advanced Automotive, and that's the reason he gets so many referrals. And right now he's offering you these incredible specials that you can... I found my thrill with Anita Hill, but she couldn't chill on Capitol Hill.
Well, now, listen to this, honey. You lying pig.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, you think you're so big.
Lord, I am big, Mama.
So I had to go. Steal your show, honey.
Oh, no. I never said bean to you.
Well, you wanted my body too.
You followed my trail.
And you picked my tail. Your career is through. Oh, baby, you really squirmed.
But I got confirmed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You went on your luck.
Uh-huh. And you wouldn't
Swear it.
duck. 10:40, 20 till 11 at WIOD. Who's that on the bat line? Boca Brian.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing, Boca?
I think you know I pledge my support to you.
I pledge my allegiance
And
to my flag. So what's up, Brian?
I was watching Channel 7 last night.
Are they hyperventilating still over there?
Well, they just slapped that stuff together.
They are slapping it at 7. That's the rumor.
Yeah.
In fact, they had when I came to work this morning, I come to the back door, and there's a camera guy back there with his pants unzipped, just going crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Was that Rick?
No, much better looking than Rick.
They showed Mike Disney doing that little press conference out there.
Talk about hyperventilating. I thought he was going to pass out. He admitted to me this morning that when the cameras start rolling, he just loses it, and I thought he was going to pass right out in front of the building here. That would have been good. We could have had the paramedics. We could have probably got another 90 seconds out of it.
Well, he was weaving back and forth and bobbing up and down.
Oh, you mean Disney? I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh, no. And then on the caption on the Channel 7 News, they put under Disney's...
Oh, Leroy Griffith. I told him he only wishes he had Leroy's money. Believe me.
I know, and then he apologized for it.
Yeah.
And I listened to, what's his name, King, last night.
Yeah, we have that on tape. I'm going to play that in a little while. And he actually comes to and another amazing development, comes to an impassioned defense, and he's going to be on with Chuck tomorrow at the Royal Caribbean Classic over at Key Biscayne. He's going to be in town with Chuck. But, of course, you notice, if you heard the whole call, that he prefaces it with this thing about haven't seen him in years, and he came out, he's a homosexual, and he came out on my show, and last time I saw him, he weighed 400 pounds. He always has to preface it with that stuff and about how I rip him all the time, and he doesn't know why. Larry, the reason I rip you all the time is because you're a butt-kissing fool. That's why, okay? Do you understand? But thanks so much for your wonderful defense.
Okay, wait till you hear what I'm sending.
Okay.
All right.
See you, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's do Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Okay, nice talking to you. Oakland Park. Ooh, 2 in a row. Fort Lauderdale on the Star Line.
Yes, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want you to know of all the people that support you, that you know about, there are thousands of more out here that support you, too. And I want to say something about that station on 1400 on your dial.
What is that?
Well, they are the sleaziest people in the world. But I will say one thing, if I might.
Yes.
The one fellow on that entire program who seemed not to want to do anything to hurt you was Al Rantel. He's pulled away from everything that they said, and I give him credit for that. But I will tell you, they are absolutely the scumbags of the earth.
Well, what can I tell you?
Well, that's not much.
Speaks for itself.
Just keep smiling, and everything will work out.
Have a great day. 1042 at WIOD. I think, Al has a tendency at times to be sucked in by certain egotistical assholes over there to some of the diatribes that go on. But I think basically when push comes to shove, because of his own personal experiences, he knows what it's like to be abused and haunted and have to, live in the closet and have the skeletons rattling around, all of that. He knows what it's all about. 1043 at WIOD. Hi, Aaliyah.
Neil, buenos dias.
And back at you, sir.
Good to have you back on
Thank you
on
so
radio.
much after that long vacation.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it could seem, when you're in jail, it seems like forever, I'm sure.
Actually, it wasn't that bad because, thank goodness, it was a real slow night. And because if you go in on a night when, everybody, when the full moon is out, I mean, you can be in there for hours and hours and hours, and they throw you in these... they throw you in the cell with all these wonderful slime balls and degenerates and axe murderers and people kind of like tinkling all over the floor, and it's not the most savory environment in the world.
Then they take their time to process you, and they look at you. On Channel 7, they showed your arrest picture. I mean, you look like if you...
I look like I had my fingers stuck in an electric socket, like a 220.
You look like you've seen the ghost
Not
of Bill
110,
Hewitt.
220, right.
Your eyes
Maybe that's how Bill Hewitt got it. I think this guy just figured it out.
That's it.
Where's his mugshot?
But then Channel 4 showed you leaving your house. You were all decked out, getting in your black Ved. You looked great.
Yeah, I was going to the track.
Yeah, you looked. Had your color back and
had my color back.
Yeah,
When did I lose my color?
Well, it was a black and white picture.
It's like saying to Arsenio, "You got your color back." I don't get it.
You looked pretty pale. I don't know.
Oh, you mean in that mugshot?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, first of all, they said take off your glasses, and then they stand like 3 feet away from you and pop that flash,
200,000
and your eyes, yeah. It's kind of like a prelude before, like when they put you in the chair and they do the same thing. It's the same kind of effect.
They shock you first, and then they zap you. At any rate, I'd just like to voice my support along with all your other fans, and best of luck, and we're behind you all the way.
Thanks.
Okay, Neil.
See ya. 1044 at WIOD, an open line and day at 7519463. South Miami, hello.
Hey, how are you doing, Neil?
I'm doing great.
Hey, listen, I used to listen to you when you were on Zeta.
Yeah.
And I thought you were a funny guy, but there are 3 types of people on Earth that most Joe Bag of Donuts don't like. Number 1's lawyers, right?
Yeah.
Number 2's car salesmen.
Right.
And number 3, media people. Is that true?
Well, I mean, there are probably some others, like doctors and lawyers and things like that.
Well, I mentioned lawyers.
You mentioned lawyers, yeah.
But you have to imagine, though, that, you've constantly dished out at people.
Right.
Always.
I have no problem with that. I already said that. They can rip, they can tear, they can shred, they can do it. I have no problem with that at all. I just don't want people at my house disrupting my life and pounding on the door and getting my dogs crazy and not letting me get some rest. That goes beyond. What they say on the air, just like here, this is a radio show, okay?
Yeah.
And what they want to do, I mean, if you dish it out, you expect to get it back, and if they don't give it back, then they're a bunch of wussies. That's all. What can I tell you?
Yeah, that's true. But I can't believe that you'd be on the radio calling them assholes.
Calling
well,
who
I guess they would be assholes if they're pounding on your door in the middle of the day.
How would you like it? How would you like it under any circumstances? Let's say you're at home, you've got an important job, and you're at home under very bizarre circumstances. Nobody knows why, and the media's prying, and they're calling, and what's the deal? Are you fired? And you're trying to, tell them whatever you can, and then all of a sudden they're not satisfied with what you tell them on the phone. They come into your neighborhood and they start pounding and banging on the door like you're an axe murderer and you got hostages in there. Would you appreciate that?
No, that probably wouldn't.
It's not only uncalled for, it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It is totally unacceptable.
Yeah.
And if it persists in the neighborhood, by the way, the plantation police will come and beat the crap out all these guys. Because most of them are pretty small anyway.
Yeah. Well, listen, I wish you best of luck in your case, and have a nice day.
And have a great life.
All right.
1047 at WIOD. We have an open line at Dade, 751-9463. A lady in Davie.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing?
Okay. Better than you, I think.
No, I'm doing great.
Well, I told Al yesterday, or Chuck yesterday, that I've been sick for 3 weeks, but I've never been as sick as I was yesterday when I listened to Steve Kane and all these other jerk-offs on the media blasting you. Really stupid. But what I said to him yesterday was my boyfriend went into the bathroom at Joe Robbie Stadium, and he came back out laughing like crazy, saying that this was a real porno flick, going in there watching the guys take a leak because they all had their pants down around their ankles, looking at each other.
Well, you got to understand, when you go to a ball game, I mean, you got that jock mentality. This is the big thing in the locker room, is comparing genital size and seeing who the real men are and who the real wimps are.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
So maybe what we need to do is get the Metro Police over there and have them, potty train, these guys. So, teach them how to go to the bathroom. Maybe that's what they need to get paid.
Yeah, I think that anything like over 2 shakes at the urinal is probably like 5 years a shake for like up to 5, and anything after that is probably life.
Is it really?
I think so.
Well, I said,
tell them to shake this.
What about women? Do they ever go in and ask the women if they have their hands down their pants? In these movie theaters, do they ever do that?
If the women have their hands in their pants?
Yeah, I mean, there's female masturbation, too.
Right.
Do they go and look for women?
Well, no, I'm sure they'd like to probe, though, and find out.
I'm sure they would, but they won't catch me. Not in the movie theater, anyway. Anyway, we do go to Key West once in a while. We don't get to hear you down there, but we do go. We sent you postcards from there. We do support you. We love you. And keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Camilla's house and everything. We think you're great.
Have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Speaking of Camilla's house, Halcyon popped her a little Weasley head in here a little while ago and said that the phones are ringing off the hook over there. So we're very close to 120 now. I don't want to tell you how close, because then you'll stop calling. 375-0763. They got the Best of Neil cassettes, Best of Neil CDs, all those great T-shirts for Ranieri, Rogers, Rick and Suds, and Goldberg, mooning over Miami, and we really appreciate your help, and they need it desperately. 375-0763. Speaking of making a few bucks, go out to Gulfstream this weekend. Now it's getting to that time of the year.
Hi, this is Larry King, and they don't come any better than Neil Rogers.
What is it, Halcyon? You look like you're bubbling over with information. What is it? Thank you, John Hambrick, one of the great Americans in the history of the human race, one of my favorite people, just pledged $200 to Camilla's house. Thank you, John. And John said if I get busted for something really big, he might go to up to $500. How do you like that? And thanks to Barbara Sloan, who, as long as we're talking about sex, one of the sweetest, nicest, most incredible people. She called me yesterday, and I didn't realize at the time, she said this is the first time we've ever spoken, which I can't get over, because, I feel like I know her, and she sent me plants, and I've sent her autographed pictures, and we've kind of done it back and forth, so to speak, over the phone and whatever. But thank you, Barbara, and John, you're great Americans. 10:53 at WIOD. P. Ryan.
Neil, what's up?
What's up? Bad expression, sir. Bad expression.
Sorry, I'll drop the rest of the bad jokes. Just wanted to lend you a hand of support from Brian.
The helping hand from P. Ryan.
You got it. And I accidentally caught Rick Sanchez about 1:30 in the morning, and it was shocking. It's a good thing you were held up in your house. It'd be a shame if he tried to squat on you.
He was just emotional. He got so syrupy and so I never realized he cared for me that much.
Embarrassing.
I think there might be something there. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly.
Because they say that love and hate, there's that fine line. I think it's real close.
Well, he tends to cross the line, so be careful.
He does cross it.
Anyway, I just wanted to call and lend a hand of support, like I said, and I'd like to call my housekeeper a douchebag, if I may.
Okay.
Joe, you're a douchebag.
Great job, sir.
Thank you. Good luck.
See ya. Okay, thank you. 10:54 at WIOD. We have an open line today at 751-9463. Lots of faxes coming in, all of them nice. How about a little hate, huh? Now, we don't need any hate. Let's have a real syrupy, just a gushing outpouring of emotion and love and kindness and sucking around. Here's a lady in Palm Springs.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
I just wanted to call and also offer support.
Thank you.
And I think that if everybody that supports you sends Carl's Camilla's house with $1 donation, they're going to have more money than they ever had in their life.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be wonderful. I mean, everybody that I know of loves you. I know millions of people that listen to you. Just $1 each, and you've got it made. Your $120,000 will be left in the dust.
Right.
And I just want to say that I think it's a terrible thing that they did to you. They have nothing better to do, those policemen. And they should leave you alone and take care of the people that are really breaking the law.
Yeah. It's really sad.
It is sad that they have to go out of their way. What people do in an adult theater should be left alone. That's what they're there for, those theaters. Whether
Assuming they were doing what...
That's what my next line was, assuming you were doing, or anybody was doing what they say they
When the entire story does come out, it's just going to boggle your mind. It's just astonishing. Just amazing.
I'm sure that it will. I don't believe a word of it, but that's just my opinion. I think that they're nuts. They've been looking for you for years. And that's the bottom line here. They found a way to catch you.
Okay.
Okay.
You have a great weekend.
You too. Take heart. We all love you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
10:55 at WIOD. Open line out of town, Palm Beach, wherever. 1-800-944-WIOD. Deerfield.
Yeah, Neil. Hey, I'm glad to hear you sound so upbeat, and this whole deal has
so beat up.
Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, I've listened to you long enough and gone enough to your remotes to know that you would need I know you can't comment on it, but you would need a Marlins T-shirt to cover your private parts. You could hide it with a Marlins cocktail napkin.
With a thimble.
Yeah, and anyway.
They call me Thumbelina for short.
They do. Well, didn't somebody say you were pulling a stunt?
I think it was Stump.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, Neil, hang in there. You're probably one of the most unique and gifted persons we have in South Florida. We need to keep you.
Thank you. Thanks for stopping around. See you. 10:56 at WIOD at Open Line in Broward, 5249463. I am going to play that Larry King thing when we come back after the news in just a couple of minutes. And it is astonishing and shocking that Larry is such a tremendous humanitarian and great defender of people's individual liberties.
Loan me $50.
Also, thanks to the van lady, by the way, who puts up a big thing. And my birthday and anniversary every year, she puts up on her gate these big, she's got one of those computer-generated hand sign things. And this time she's got a big sign. I think she did this one by hand, if I can say that. We love you, Nelson. She always puts my real name instead of Neil because she doesn't want to let everybody in the neighborhood know who I am, as if they don't already, right? But thank you, van lady. You're amazing. And stop picking on Chad. And by the way, when I drove by there on the way to the track last night, Chad ran back into that garage like an axe murderer was coming. Here's a lady in Plantation. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing?
All right. I wanted to tell you two things I saw on Channel 7. First off, Sally compared you to Pee-wee, so I want to know what time the show is going to be on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm taking over that show.
Yeah.
It's Pee-wee's Playhouse for Adults.
No, well, if you're exactly the same, then you must have a TV show somewhere, right?
Right.
And you do...
Well, I'll tell you, after the performance in Here by the Media, they should have enough footage now to carry like at least a 13-week series anyway.
Right. I think every single week you should have the secret word.
They said it would be a miniseries. I think they're trying to put me on.
Well, the other thing was my favorite part of the whole Channel 7 newscast was the reporter from Channel 7, I can't think of her name, who had all the candy bars. Did you see that?
That was cute, I thought. Yeah, she was out in the front of the building with the Butterfinger and the... Well, yeah, but you see, seriously, what that did is it pointed up how ridiculous that whole thing was with the FCC, with that candy bar thing. It was ridiculous.
It was melting in her hand, too.
And the candy bar also.
Well, good luck, Neil.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. 10:58 at WIOD, an open line in Broward, 524. And the out-of-town line is vacant, is quiet. Isn't that amazing? See, I should have been here yesterday, Chuck. I should have exploited it, milked it for all it's worth. 1-800-944-WIOD. Fort Lauderdale on the Star Line.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, Bonnie and Mike and Sarah and Fern, we're all for you. And cops lie all the time. I deal with them every day. When I go to court, they will lie throughout this, and you can count on it. And the other thing is, let's get to what's really important. Who killed Gene, and will Fletcher ever get laid?
Exactly. And the last part, I think the answer is absolutely not.
Probably not. Not if he's counting on Vanessa.
At least he got rid of the frosted hair anyway. And you'll be pleased to know that in the midst of all of this, I did not miss Guiding Light yesterday, okay?
Well, I never have for 10 years, and keep up the good work.
And send Eric back to Yugoslavia or wherever he belongs.
Can't play the piano worth a lick.
Exactly. And he's using Fletcher's old hats, too, by the way. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Boy. Well, listen, that's going to kill the first hour. There's an open line on the Star line at Star IOD. And also, you know, if long we're going to get syrupy and thank everybody. The audience has been tremendously supportive and wonderful and positive and sucked around almost to the point of obnoxiousness, but I do appreciate that. There are a lot of super people out there, and we don't always hear from them because they got nothing to say. And they're not in the category of some of the chronics, but you've been great, and I do appreciate it. Anyway, Rick and Spud, Rick Riley, did call me at home yesterday and said, man, you get more publicity than in one day than we get in our whole lifetime. How do you do it? So he's out at the Pussycat right now up the street, and we'll be getting the film at noon. Anyway, sports talk with old number 88. In spite of all of these wimpy images, man, we continue with that macho sports stuff on his station. There's no stopping us. Jim Mandis is going to analyze all the 5-year-old football players for you out there. Hank, we hope, will be back tonight. At any rate, the guest Olympic gold medal skaters Katarina Witt and Brian Boitano, 8 o'clock with Hank, tonight.
This is Neil Rogers Show. To get in touch and talk with Neil, dial 751-WIOD from Dave. In Broward, it's 524-WIOD. Outside the 305 area code, toll free, 1-800-944-WIOD. And Bell South Mobility customers make a free call by dialing Star IOD.
Only $50.
The opinions expressed by the guests, hosts, or callers are not necessarily those of this station. Now, here's Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio, 610. WIOD.
Thanks, Mary. It's Open Phone America's Miami Beach. Hello.
Larry, I don't know if you heard Miami Beach WIOD radio personality Neil Rogers was arrested for allegedly exposing his sexual parts. And one of you had heard the story about your former colleague and what your reaction was.
I had nothing to do with that. I never worked. Is that true, or you're putting me on?
That's true.
I never worked with Neil. He was always at another station. I haven't seen him in...
It was apparently
15 years, and what happened once was the night Neil came out of the closet. Neil's a broadcaster who was admitted homosexual, and he had a first in the United States, I think, to do that, is that I had on my show, he worked at another station. He worked at WKT, and I was on IOD with Sergeant Matlovich, Leonard Matlovich, who subsequently died of AIDS. And Matlovich that night on my show called on everybody who was gay to come out of the closet. He just said that was the way to do it. Come out and we'll end all this tragedy that goes on in America. And the next day, Neil came out, called me to say that he had heard Matlovich, and that was the thing that prompted him to do that. And then I haven't seen him in 15 years. I know that he attacks me a lot, but I have no idea why. I don't know him. I mean, I by not knowing him, I wouldn't recognize him on the street. I haven't seen him in 15 years. Last time I saw him, he weighed like 400 pounds. And I'm sorry to hear that. What do they charge him with?
Well, it's, I guess, a form of indecent exposure, but apparently it may have been a setup, so...
What do you mean, setup?
Well, it seems like the police may have set him up to... He was in this theater. He doesn't deny this, but it's possible they have targeted him because he's critical of the police down here.
Yeah, but you can't force a man to expose himself.
No, but they may have charged him, not for doing something that he didn't do.
Oh, he's denying it?
Yes.
Oh, I see. What's the station doing?
They're supporting him all the way, and so are his listeners and fans, which they had a show today. Everybody called in and supported him. There were some people that voiced opinions against him. A lot of the advertisers supported him. The station he'll be on the air back this morning.
Well, what police department arrested him?
Miami Beach.
Well, he was in a movie theater?
Yeah.
Was it a homosexual movie theater?
No, it was, I don't know, it's called the Gayety Theater. I think it's an adult theater. The police report says he was watching a heterosexual movie.
I had nothing to do with that. Okay, I have no comment other than I believe in innocence, presumed innocence, and a man is innocent until proven guilty. I salute the station for not taking him off the air. You shouldn't take a person off the air until guilt is proven, and I hope the justice system prevails. I don't think that's a crime, by the way, and I don't think it was a crime in the case of Pee Wee Herman, and I don't think it's a crime in the case if that's what he did. And certainly if he says he didn't do it, we respect that. I believe in innocence until proven guilty, and I salute WIOD. I'll be in Miami over the weekend. In fact, I'm going to be on WIOD tomorrow. Only $50.
11:09. Just
congratulations on your
okay,
show.
that's enough, Larry. Cut the crap. Okay, enough free time on this show. He'll be on with Chuck tomorrow on Weekend Magazine from the Royal Caribbean Classic on Key Biscayne. 9 minutes after 11 at WIOD, North Miami Beach. Hello. Long gone. South Miami.
Yeah, thanks for some new news on the bitches. The news at 7:30.
Yeah.
So we could hear. I was sick of the Kennedy getting shot. And
Yeah, we need a little diversion. There's something new that's got to come along. It was getting pretty stale.
Dahmer and his food fest, and then you. It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Right now I have to say, Kane, Sanchez, you're an assholes. Just big, major, dripping assholes. And they were just, ridiculous yesterday.
Okay.
But I appreciate you doing that because I was speeding on Miami Beach on the causeway that night, and I know you're just pulling cops with the radar guns away from there. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
I knew you could beat it.
The bill is in the
and
mail.
you can handle it well.
Okay, see ya. Boy, they have been working on it for like 24 hours, these people. Feverishly. Who's that on the bat line? Is that for me? That is for me? Who is this?
Neil, this is Rick Sanchez from Channel 7 News.
Who is this?
No, this is Mark Mosley over at Power 96.
Mark Mosley. You're starting to sound just like Greg Bedell now. You sound like Greg Bedell doing Sonny Fox. I swear to you, you do. You sound just like Bedell doing Sonny Fox.
I'm calling from the glass house here.
Yes?
Yeah.
Don't throw any stones.
We're not throwing any stones.
Don't throw any pebbles, baby.
Listen, I just want to say one thing, and that is I mean this, I hope your ratings don't go up.
I know, because if they do, you're going to be pretty PO'd about it.
No, because we had problems. Our ratings went up. If your ratings go up, you're going to have radio people in this town jumping off buildings, holding hostages.
Well, listen, I can give you a list as to who can start, especially with the jumping off the building part.
Well, listen, good luck to you, and...
You'll be pleased to know, by the way, that I had very nice calls from Tanner and Tots yesterday at home, and Caprita, and... just about anybody who is anybody, and some people who aren't much of anybody, quite frankly, but think they are.
But just from, everything that I've heard...
Even Barry Epstein called me at home yesterday. Man, I'm telling you, that made my day. Barry, you're a great guy, but emotional. A basket case.
From everything that I've heard and I've seen, the conclusion that I've drawn is that, that this was some kind of a witch hunt. I really think that.
Well, it was some kind of crap, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Crap is the operative word.
But we'll have complete live team coverage tonight at 10.
Well, put your head to work and do a good bit for me, will you? You haven't done anything since Ann Bishop.
Oh, yeah. You notice that on 10 they won't say masturbate.
Oh, they won't?
No.
They won't do it either, by the way.
That's right, on Channel 10.
No, they will not. No, those people will not do it.
We don't say words like masturbate on Channel 10 Eyewitness News.
So how did Grandma handle it? And the story, too?
Well, we substituted the phrase slapping little Johnny behind the ear.
Oh, man. God, they've been evil at 10, and now they're getting punished and getting spanked for it. I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
I heard that she got so emotional about this, she drove the diesel truck right over the truck right over the causeway. But it could be just a bad rumor.
Yeah.
Mark, do me something good, okay?
Okay.
And have a great life.
You too.
Mark Mosley. Boy, all these people that want to muscle in on this act. 12 minutes after 11 at WIOD. Ever wonder how car thieves steal cars so fast? Well, listen to this tactic that's often used on today's popular sport utility vehicles, like Toyota 4Runner and Nissan Pathfinder. The thief pops the door lock, gets the ignition key code number. With this number and a portable key maker, he makes a duplicate key and drives away with your vehicle in as little as 7 minutes. Unreal. Now you face the hassle of no car for 30 days, loss of your deductible, loss of personal items, and the negotiations with your insurance company. On the other hand, the thief has your vehicle to either strip and sell the parts or export it. Either way, he makes a tidy profit with little risk. If the situation sounds hopeless, the good news is that it is absolutely not, because LoJack, only LoJack, offers total protection through its LoJack retrieve and anti-theft options, prevent, and alert. So ask your new car dealer to have LoJack installed on your car when you buy it, or to get all the information, call Elaine, because LoJack is the only security system that offers you total protection, prevention, and recovery. 1-800-53-LoJack. It's affordable and it really works. 1-800-535-6522.
You know, in this impersonal high-tech age of shop-by-phone car dealers, it's nice to know that some things never change. Like the personal one-on-one service you'll get from Spitzer Dodge. Here's General Manager Lenny Szabo.
What makes things different? The people and our philosophy. And our philosophy is we want to treat you like a person, like you'd want to be treated, or like you'd treat somebody yourself. You know, I'm the guy that does the commercial, but I'm not the guy that most people deal with when they come in. It's the people that work with me. And I put the challenge out to them, or I guess I put the onus on them to make sure that people are taken care of when they come in, because I'm putting all these promises on the air, and I think they have to carry them out.
They're the ones that carry through on it.
The other thing I'd like to mention, too, when personalized service, when people come in for service after they bought the car, We've got people there to take care of them. It's not an impersonal thing.
And basically, it all comes down to one thing. The right car at the right price from the right place. Spitzer Dodge, 30101 South Dixie Highway, Homestead.
I'm Lenny Szabo, and you've got my word on it.
Why haven't I got a security system in my house? Because I don't think I need one.
Every 10.5 seconds in America, a home is burglarized.
I lock my doors and windows when I'm gone.
It takes a thief less than 60 seconds to force open most locked doors.
Besides, I'm not sure a security system is a good deterrent.
According to FBI statistics, homes with monitored security systems are 15 times less likely to be burglarized than those without.
And aren't they super expensive?
For just $95, Westinghouse will install 3 door sensors, motion detector, interior siren, master control panel, window decals, and a yard sign. Monitoring is just $24.95 per month.
And the systems I could afford wouldn't be enough for my house.
The basic Westinghouse security system will protect most homes up to 2,500 square feet. And Westinghouse responds within seconds to any alarm we monitor. Call 1-800-SMART-30.
Yeah, I probably do need a security system. I guess I figured it would never happen to me.
Westinghouse Security Systems. 1-800-SMART-30. You can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
I'm a lonesome faggot, cruising down Biscayne. Got my whip, my boots, my dildo, but something's not the same. Oh, why am I so lonesome? This life just ain't for me. Gonna trade Bernice and Susie. Big Brucey set me free. Oh, Big Brucey, I'm going down today. I opened up my closet and found out I was gay. Lonesome faggot, get yourself a queer. Oh, Big Brucey, take it up your ouch. Big Brucey, Big Brucey. Say hi, Anita. Say hi. What's happening? Squeeze my food.
11:16 at WIOD. By the way, big night at Pompano Park tonight. We got Call the Witness. And he's the best bet in the Sun Sentinel this morning, by the way, for tonight. So maybe we'll make some more big bucks. And thanks to Alan Finkelson and Ralph and Alan and all the people at the Harold Duras and John Cashman. Man, they treated me like I had my own personal bodyguards at Pompano last night, keeping all the media slime balls out of there. I mean, well, what does it get to? Well, we want to tape you at the track. We want to tape you taking a leak. We want to tape. What is it? I mean, what is it that you're looking for, okay? Bunch of maniacs, exploiters, just loving every moment of human suffering and misery. But have a nice day. Sunrise.
Yeah, I hope you locked the house up this morning, Neil.
No, I left the door wide open, and I still. In fact, Craig had a great line yesterday. He says, "Can I take some sodas out to the poor guy sitting in that car?" The guy from Ford was sitting out there for 6 hours in that car in the blistering heat. 6 hours, so they could get a tape of me waving goodbye on the way to the track.
That was right. Going through your stuff right now as we speak.
Well, good. I hope they have a good time.
I want to say Chuck did a great job.
By the way, leave my Cub tapes alone, okay?
And George must be going crazy with the phones. They must be ringing off the hook.
Well, he said we haven't had this many calls since Graveline got fired.
Well, I just want to say those North Miami Beach pigs are you-know-what, and it's ridiculous that this happened, that they arrested you for something as ridiculous as that. I think we should all go to our local XXX theater, sit in the back row and see what happens. Hold what we got till they get what they want.
When in doubt, yank it out.
And, Brett, you're a first-class douchebag.
Okay.
Oh!
See ya. Emotional, very emotional. 11:18 at WIOD, an open line in the center square, 524-9463. The thing that does disturb me a little bit is that there are people who are who really believe that this is a big deal. I mean, in any way, shape, or form. There are people out there who are more phased and blown away. I guess maybe because they're naive and they don't understand what's going on around them. Miami, hello. Okay, whatever you say. 19 past 11 at WIOD. We have an open line today at 751-9463. 751-WIOD. Our Camilla's House total we are going to make beyond a shadow of a doubt. I just can't get over it because today is the last day. See, I'll tell you what really happened. I knew we were at the last couple of days of our Camilla's House campaign. Things had slowed down to a crawl. There was no way in the world we were going to make 120,000, and it was such a nice, reachable number. So we had to do something sensational and juicy and really just mind-blowing to get the audience off their ass and involved. And it worked. Worked like a charm. You people got to those phones, man, like all of a sudden somebody had given you doggy uppers. Flying to the phone. Hey, we want to donate. Here, just take everything I got. And it's great. And you can keep doing it. 375-0763. Just whip out, I guess I shouldn't say whip out your Visa MasterCard. Just pull it out gently. That's bad, too. And get your donations in, okay? 375-0763, because today is our final day, and we are going to go over 120,000, an all-time record this year, in a year when everybody, even the van lady, can't afford her good printing.
Hi, Neil.
Thank you so much for your lovely sign. Although your artwork is slipping a little bit.
Well, I was so upset.
Why?
No, I was...
Even my mother wasn't so upset. She was just indignant and outraged.
That's, that was the first person I thought of when I heard.
Yeah.
Your poor mom. But anyway, no, my computer's down, so I had to do it by hand.
Really? I mean, more bad material.
Yeah, and guess what? Oh, I'm sorry.
I bet you Chad's not speaking to you anymore.
Will you stop with Chad? Jeez.
I'm telling you, I was driving with Craig to the track, my one trip out of the house yesterday, and I get to the end of the street and make that left turn, and he ran back into that garage like Charles Manson and Jeffrey Dahmer just stopped by for lunch.
It was probably, he was afraid of Craig, probably.
Yeah, that's true. And with good reason, too.
I had Channel 6 knocking on my door yesterday.
No.
Yes, I did.
No. Well, they're fessing up to it right here. They said, yes, we went. Well, did they know you were the van lady?
Well, she was trying to get me to go.
Was it you? Oh, she's in here right now. Well, she's nice. She's a nice person.
They were very nice. And then the cameraman came in. He looked at the van. I said, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I told him it was a Valentine to my boyfriend, and she looked at me kind of funny.
Yeah, I bet.
They got me. But anyway, I just want to say, nice picture.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, well, I called. I really called to thank you for my presents in my mailbox.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was going to call today anyway. And then, and I have to tell you that Can-Am Plumbing supports you.
Well, that's nice.
My plumber called to tell me.
Great. Well, I'm really emotional about that. I'll go home and plug up the toilet this afternoon just so I can call him out.
Okay, that's good. And enough.
Say hi to Ross for me, too. I'm sure that he's given me his big support.
Yes, absolutely.
They don't know who I am.
Well, I'll be sure. I think they do now.
Oh, geez, great. Well, this is the only way I could get across.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, have a good day.
And you too.
Bye.
And thanks.
Uh-huh.
She's a sweetheart. 22 after 11. Everybody in the world should have neighbors like the van lady. We're doing Pizza Loft. How come Jeff Cohen hasn't called? I can't believe it. He did call? But you were smart enough not to tell me he called? Thank you, George. Jeff Cohen already did call, and gushing and sucking around all over the place for free plugs, and it's Pizza Loft and Flagler by the Palmetto, and we love Neil, and there's nothing he can do, and he can rip me and talk about fruit flies on the ceiling. Anyway, the food is great, and it's fresh, and it's delicious, and the price is right. The greatest pizza and calzone and Sicilian pan pizza and fugaza, which is the stuffed spicy pizza and homemade Italian dishes like award-winning lasagna and stuffed shells and eggplant parmesan and sausages and meatballs and the whole. It's just tremendous. For lunch. 11:26 at WIOD. Here's Port St. Lucie.
Yes, Neil, hi.
How you doing?
Neil,
yes.
The main thing, your problems are taking all the focus here. What is going on at Pompano with the saddle cloths? Why are they different than New York's?
Why are they different than New York?
Yeah.
Well, what does New York have to do with Pompano?
Well, New York started harness racing, right, Roosevelt?
Well, not really.
No?
Goshen? Remember Goshen?
Yeah.
Long before there was a Roosevelt, there was a Goshen, and there was probably DuQuoin, and there was like all these Midwestern. Not everything started in New York that was good.
But, shouldn't the sport have the same colors?
No. Well, I understand what you're saying. And
because
usually,
I won $20 off this jerk in New York,
Usually, red is number one, and white is... let me just...
Yeah, they got 2 and 3
White
mixed.
is number 2.
5 and 6 are mixed.
And yellow is 5, right?
Right. The 2 and the 3 and the 5 and the 6 are mixed.
Yeah, I noticed that. In fact, you're right, because 6 is yellow at the Meadowland.
Right.
And I saw last night. I had the 5-horse pianist.
Yeah, you didn't have the 2 though, did you?
No, I did not. Mickey McNichol, 70-1. That's why Mickey's dangerous. But I did have the 5 across, and he paid a huge price at the Meadowlands across the board. And here he paid kind of a mediocre price, but I made a few bucks on the race. But anyway, and then the horse that was third on the inside, which was Campbell in the 6, and I kept thinking, because the photo was a long one, I kept thinking, who is that and what is that? And Rich couldn't tell, and we just, until they put the numbers up. So it is, you're right. It should be.
A couple of nights ago, we're watching
it should be uniform.
Interest rate wagering, and this guy's yelling 5. There's a photo between.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I won $20 because the guy's yelling 5, and I know the 5 wasn't even in the photo.
Yeah.
It was a 6 and a 1.
Well, it's a good way to
five.
get. It's a good way to get a little.
Yeah, it's a good way to make money. It's an amazing way.
Right.
The other thing is, what's with the summer meet? Is it going to be all? What are the dates?
It is unofficially on. It is going to happen. Yes.
Is it just a continuation from May 2 or what?
Oh, I don't know the exact dates, but and again, it's not 100% official, but I'd say 99.5%.
Yeah, with Intertrack wagering, they should do it.
Right. They'll do okay, and it won't be quite the same quality, but hey, racing is racing, and you have all the different ways to bet, and I'll be out there. And
Well, it's still better than the cestas and the dogs.
You betcha, and better than those little tiny horses that run for 4 seconds too.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, see you tonight.
Okay.
Bye. Tonight's Call the Witness, big People's Horse Night. 11:28. We have an open line out of town. 1-800-944. Mickey the Great Dane, ladies and gentlemen, sends me a beautiful plant. Look at that. Is that nice or what? Beautiful flowers. And I hope Mickey didn't put one of her Indian curses inside the vase there. But no, thank you, Mickey. You're okay. Okay. Didn't have your home number, but I did call. That was very sweet, Mickey. Who's with a B? 29 after 11. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Seen any good movies lately?
Oh, yeah, some backslappers.
Some backslappers.
Yes, and slap this.
This is bogus, yeah?
Yeah. Bogus
See
is
where
the
the court just passed a law for the crotch searches?
For the crotch searches?
Crotch searches. No more crotch searches.
No more crotch searches?
No more crotch searches.
Damn it. That's the only fun part. Have a great day, sir. Sober up. 29 after 11 at WIOD. We have an open line at Broward, 524. See, these are my people coming back now. Chuck yesterday got all the people that ordinarily don't call, who are wonderful folks. But these are my morons, and we love it. Kendall, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
For all your opinions about Chuck, he's a hell of a guy. He did a hell of a job.
That's
for
what
you.
I went. You didn't hear the beginning of the show. I went through
He's
this
a Pirates fan, but we forgive him.
lengthy, emotional tribute. He's one of the finest broadcasters, one of the most talented people. He's just a great American, even if he is full of crap sometimes.
Well, it proves to say what you said all along is true. We live in a fascist state.
Yes, sir.
The pigs
Wake
up
up
in
and
North Miami
sniff the
Beach.
swastikas. You got it.
The pigs up in North Miami Beach outdid themselves, huh?
This was Miami Beach, by the way. I'm not going to make any comments.
Oh,
because
okay,
I
okay,
can't,
okay.
But this was not North
We'll
Miami
skip the
Beach. This
town.
was Miami
Skip the
Beach.
town. Good to hear you back. Good to hear your jovial professional self. We're all behind you instead of in front of you. And your true fans know that when you go to court, it'll be dismissed for lack of evidence, right?
Okay.
And good luck and have a great life. And I'd like to call my buddy Gern and Raul, who are major closet Neelys, they're douchebags.
Okay.
Take care, Neil.
See ya.
Bye.
11:30 at WIOD. No more acorn jokes today, okay? Enough is enough. Let's go to Hialeah. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing fine.
Listen,
Now, wait a minute.
Huh?
Slow down. You sound so emotional, like you're on the verge of breaking.
No, you jump on everybody's case, or really, it doesn't matter who you rag on or whatever. But there was two distinct differences yesterday. Here you had Mr. Eagle, just lathering at the mouth and everything, and then someone who you're always making fun of her, Irene Richards. They interviewed her last night.
I saw that.
And I thought it was. That was in good taste the way she did it. She could have ripped into you, and she sort of handled it pretty good. And that's the way I think most of them should have
It
handled it.
really is Irene Richards.
Yeah.
Most.
But see, a lot of the people, I don't know, I'm not talking about you, but a lot of people in general can't, including some of the people in this business, by the way, because of their massive egos, they don't know the difference between on-the-air shtick and business and personal. They don't know where the line is or what it is, and there's a big difference.
Yeah, it's
There's a big difference. When the initial thing with Tanner broke, I went and met with him the next morning, and I came on the air, and I was very defensive as long as I felt I could be. And now, after him calling me yesterday, we had another conversation. I really have very mixed feelings about that whole deal, because I think that he's really getting a bad rap, and there's more stuff coming on that, and there's a lot of things being blown out of proportion and twisted and manipulated. But I don't try to exploit other people's misfortune. As far as Rick Sanchez is going, which I keep hearing about, I didn't harm anybody else. I wasn't intoxicated. There is nobody sitting in a coma because of anything that I've done. And people who try to make a correlation between the thing that I was sucked into and the deals with him, what is the relationship?
Yeah, you didn't cop a plea. I mean, this guy copped a plea, so that shows a sign of some kind of being guilty. But you had this guy calling Mr. Eagle yesterday. This is the first. It took me a hard time here trying to get that station through, because I knew that, once this broke, that he was just gonna go crazy.
But again, I expected that, and I don't have a problem with that. But it's just also phony and so contrived, and it's like everything else that they do.
Well, the thing is that the other personalities they said the first 20 minutes, half hour, it was good, but then it started to get old after a while. And they wanted to go on with their business, but he wouldn't allow them.
Yeah.
Then he has this one guy called in and starts talking about what you did to Tanner, and that his daughter, not Tanner, Cox, that his daughter called in almost suicidal and crying.
Well, that's very interesting because Don Cox called me yesterday at home, and we had a great conversation. And Cox has been around the block a few times. He knows the difference between shtick and, and personal.
But his daughter wasn't. I mean, at first she seemed upset, but then when she got to realize that you were really, was in jest and you were having a good time, she sort of was able to deal with it. It wasn't like she was going to kill herself because what you were saying about her dad.
Right.
Some of these people just go way overboard. Well, I'm glad you're back on the air.
Don't be emotional now. Just take a deep breath.
No, I won't be. And
4,000 years from now, nobody will give a crap about any of this.
And one of these days it'll be one of Geraldo's stories, the story behind the story, and everybody will know.
I just hope he don't send his fey brother to do the interview, though. He's a little too swishy for me. Have a great day.
All right, take care.
See ya. 26 till noon at WIOD. So you were knocking on the van lady's house. You didn't knock her door down, though. You looked very gentle. You were just tapping it. Oh, I'm sorry. Open line at Dade, 751 WIOD, and we got a real superstar. And boy, it's a good thing it's almost time for the break.
Good morning, Neil.
Boy, here he is. Didn't want to miss out.
Hey, you were a good-looking guy on that one TV report when you were on the way to the
you mean with the hair up on... Oh, you mean with the jacket on. I thought you meant with the mugshot, with the hair up in the air and the eyeballs flaming.
You could really see the weight loss.
Yeah.
You look great.
Oh, will you stop sucking around, Jeff? It's just, the public is barfing all over the place right now. They can't believe this performance.
Well,
I'm telling you, one day we're going to have an IOD Oscar for Jeff Cohen for the most incredible overacting and just a performance that defies description.
I'll start putting the shelf up on the wall.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, right. I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
Well, we're cooking away. We're feeding your station today out front.
That's great. Little Tommy Denenberg's going to give me some soup across the street. He's bringing me some young guy in honor of my return today. And I hope you do a great job for everybody else.
I'm sure we will. Listen, nice to have you back.
Nice to be had.
And like I said, you looked great last night.
Yeah. What, Jeff? I got to go and get the damn cart. Oh, man.
Get the Hoover out the moon, man.
Yeah. See you shortly, Jeff.
All right, Neil.
Bye-bye. Get a haircut, slimeball. 25 till noon at WIOD. And speaking of hair, what a segue. Thanks so much for Jeff Cohen. If you got, no hair in front, you just got, a bun in the back. Your hair I'm talking about.
Summer 1990 is the summer of Dick Tracy. You'll see the movie, listen to the soundtrack, wear the T-shirt, and read the comic book. And now, just in time for Father's Day, you can enjoy the fragrance that was inspired by the movie, the soundtrack, the T-shirt, and the comic book. New Dick Tracy cologne. Why smell like other guys? Now you can smell like Dick.
Oh, excuse me. 11:40 at WIOD. Little Andy there is trying to muscle in on the act. Let's go to Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm first-time caller.
Great.
The reason I'm calling, my wife's so hung up on you, she told me to call you. She listens to you for the last 3 years. And the amazing thing is, I just can't believe that what the world's coming to. And you don't even have your own privacy or nothing in this world today.
Wow.
I was in a coma for 27 years. I was drinking, doing drugs and everything. And I'm finally straight after 11 months.
You don't work at Channel 7, do you?
Excuse me?
Oh, just a joke.
Oh, no. I did make Channel 7 News.
Are you serial?
Oh, excuse me?
Well, I guess if that's the kind of stuff you're doing, you'll be on Channel 7 News.
I did make Channel 7 News because I was one of the first guys arrested for driving where they could take away your license on the spot. And I wasn't even drunk that night, and they pulled me over. That was one night I wasn't drunk. And the cop says to me he didn't like the way I looked, and he pulled me in, got real nasty, so I gave him a new set of bridge work. And
at no extra charge.
What?
At no extra charge.
At no extra charge. I mean, he got real nasty, stick-wise and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the only reason I ended up where I went to the program, and it's amazing that my life has changed. But one thing the judge did do me a favor. I mean, my whole life has changed. I met somebody, got married, happy. Straight, it's a different life after so many years.
Well, I'm sure straight is a different life, but I don't. I'm not holding my breath.
You're not holding your breath. But it's amazing that today what goes on today with everybody it's almost like living in a world that you got to watch out what you do.
It's insane. It's gotten to the point now where it's just it's so out of control that if you pick your nose with the wrong finger, they're going to come and bust you. It's crazy. I've been telling people that for about 2-3 years now.
For zippers.
Yeah.
Locks for zippers.
That's chastity belts for everybody, sir. And only El Presidente will have the key. Well, listen, you have a great weekend, and thanks.
Can I just say one thing?
I can't think of what.
My son listens to this, and I just want to tell him, say hi to Jules. He's brain dead.
Oh, and he's a super douchebag, okay?
Super douchebag.
Okay.
All right,
say
listen,
goodbye.
take care.
Please. Okay, see you. 11:42 at WIOD, an open line in Broward, 524-9463 and 3. Here's a lady in Homestead.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great.
Listen, I walked 3 blocks to call you.
You walked 3 whole blocks?
3 blocks. Hey, I've got calluses on my fingertips from dialing and putting
I could say something about that, but I won't.
Listen, my new husband, he says that he thinks that you didn't do it. Chance.
Yeah.
And they just made the stuff up, and I got to say that I really don't care whether you did it or not. Whose business is it of mine?
Exactly.
And I think the big deal that they're making out of this is BS, and I think if anybody else had done it, they wouldn't be saying anything. But, you work on the radio, so they're just going to pull you in and make news out of it.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd call you up and tell you that you got my support.
Well, thanks a lot, and thanks for walking.
Yeah, right?
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
11:43 at WIOD. Coral Springs, hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You know, the whole thing, I had a similar situation, only with the DEA. I sold a guy a copier, and they said I sold cocaine.
You sold a copier?
Yeah, and they brought me in and arrested me for selling cocaine. How? I don't know. I think they're sampling their own products or something.
Could be.
But fascism is alive. The Nazis are here.
I've been saying that for years, and I know that a lot of people think I exaggerate and I overreact and that I get carried away and that I'm just out of control. It is true, and somewhere soon somebody's going to have to draw the line, or there are going to be no freedoms left anywhere in this country.
It's very frightening to go through it. I myself know, because it's terrifying what these people.
It's like living in a virtual police state.
Yeah, my attorney says just drop it. Don't do anything. Don't say anything.
Well, and that's the problem. Just like my coming on here today, and I can't really say anything about anything, which is pathetic. But that's the way our system is. And you just have to kind of wimp out and gloss it all over and to suck up to people and all of that. And then that's the way you make everything go away.
Yeah.
And it's horrendous. It's a nightmare.
It's incredible. My attorney says don't say anything for another 3 months. Then we'll see what happens.
Right.
They got another 3 months before they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything to begin with.
Right. Well, good luck.
Yeah. Hey, good luck to you too.
Thank you. Hang in there.
Hey, you too.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay. 11:45 at WIOD. We have an open line on the Star line. If you have Bell South Mobility, just pick it up and give it a flick at the Star IOD. Oh, Maria.
Yes.
Maria.
Neil, why did you call me? I'd have busted their collunis.
Maria, try to control yourself. Be a lady now, Maria. Don't start getting gross and crass, although it is kind of interesting. The other side of Maria is coming out now.
You bet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
She's butching up to the point where pretty soon, if you butch up enough, Maria, you can work on Channel 10 News.
Oh, God, I don't believe this, honestly. When I heard it, I said, I'm dreaming. This is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I said...
No, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not really all that surprised. Again, I can't make any comment on the specifics, but I'm not the least bit surprised. And at this point, anything that happens in this country is not going to surprise me because it's just a part of an ongoing escalating pattern.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
With all the crime that's going on and other stuff, and please. It's just
unbelievable.
Yes, that's it. Anyway, we're with you, and that's the important thing. And I'm very proud of WIOD.
They've been super. I want to say it again.
Absolutely.
They've been incredibly great, and that goes all the way up to the people in Atlanta, all those yahoos up there at Atlanta and down here, etc.
Absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you, Maria.
Okay, darling.
And you hang in there.
You too.
We shall overcome.
Yes.
See you.
Okay, dear.
Bye-bye. Thanks again to Mickey for that beautiful thing of flowers. Boy, I think she conjured it up with a spell. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Neil.
Come down. Did you say Nick?
I don't know where I guess I was thinking of Lauderdale or something.
Sheriff Nick. Oh, Nick Lauderdale.
Yeah, I was thinking of, I guess I was thinking of the sheriff down there and the similarity.
He was thinking of the sheriff of the BS.
Oh! Yes, I was. I think the worst thing I heard from the whole thing yesterday, was it actually true that Kane called up the Bird in Lakeland to get his...
As I understand it, because Norm Kent was on away from this station and the Breathless press conference is back home, and I again want to thank Norm tremendously because he's been homesick for a couple of weeks, and he ran all around for me and my, and I really appreciate it. But anyway, he had called me and from his car, just all breathless and hysterical, that the Bird had called in on Alice's show. And, I said, I'm not going to listen to it, and I don't really care. And when you're dealing with petty little people who have an axe to grind, and I'm sure just repeated the same old crap that he had fed to New Times that they didn't even see fit to print because it was such a bunch of garbage, people who live in glass cages like the Bird should not be throwing stones, okay?
Okay, and I have just another point. I did call up the beach police, and I only got through to the desk, and I just want to say, if you were trying to hurt this man, you've seen the support you've given him.
Yeah.
You've seen what you've done for that Camilla's house. And if this is your idea, if this was some kind of a deal to hurt him, I don't think it worked. And the woman who answered the phone, she was really nice, and she was listening to the phone.
There are a lot of very nice people over there, by the way, too. I'm not going to paint any organization with a big, broad brush, because both at Metro and over on the beach, there were some really very nice people.
Well, I don't think that you hurt the man that much. Just turn on the radio and listen to it.
Okay.
Okay, Neil.
You have a great day.
You too.
Bye. 11:48 at WIOD. If you're one of those who's really sick and tired...
Now, from the Channel 10 Eyewitness News.
I guess that's the cue, Ann. Hey, where's Ann going? What's she doing with that machine gun? Oh, my God, quick, camera to the white.
She was fed up with reading one story after another about drugs and violence. Now she wants to right the wrongs and rewrite the news in Ann Bo, starring Ann Bishop.
Don't kill me, please. I'll see you tonight at 5, 6, and 11. Gone.
Ann Bo. She took the news into her own hands.
What are you going to do with me? When I get through with you, there won't be enough of you left to make a good toupee for Don Knoll.
Ann Bo. Starring Ann Bishop. Also starring Carl Weathers as Dwight Lauderdale. And Don Knotts as Don Knoll.
There's a stationary flying over the Midwest.
Ann Bo. She rewrote the news. Ann Bo. Coming soon.
I'll bet. 11:53 at WID. Wait till you hear these numbers, man. These are incredible. You folks are doing it. The Camilla's House total is over 120,000. This morning alone, already, what time is it? Not even noon yet. Less than 2 hours, and already they've had called in today $1,369 on Visa and MasterCard over at the Camilla's House. That brings our grand total to $120,503 and that mighty important 33 cents. Oh! Incredible. And we thank you and don't let up now, man. We might be able to do close to 125. See, that's me. I'm greedy. I want to get that total goosed up as high as possible because I know it's going to a very much needed and great cause. 375-0763. I'm sure the lines are jammed over there. Be patient and keep dialing until your thing falls off. Lauderhill.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah. Where are you?
Sorry, let me get this thing on.
There's a man calling in a barrel. Put your clothes on, sir.
Welcome back, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Heartfelt. We missed you.
Hardfelt?
Yeah.
Oh, heartfelt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck was real. I just pictured him giggling and squirming every time he made some kind of comment like that yesterday. He was good.
He was great. He wasn't good. He was great. That was probably the greatest performance in Chuck Meyer's life. Seriously. I mean, it was under impossible conditions. He handled it well. He let everybody say their piece and kept it, under control. And he was just terrific. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, Chuck's the man. Well, I had to call you.
Chuck's kind of like the Smokey Burgess of radio, You don't want to start him every day because he's kind of like big and pudgy. He doesn't have the strength. But when you need somebody to come off the bench and hit that big grand slam homer in the 10th inning, that he's the guy.
Good man. No, I had to call you. It seemed like an appropriate time to tell you this story. I know you don't like Miami football, and I don't either. But I got conned into going to a game in the Nasty Bowl down in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy... We squoze into our seats.
You squoze it?
We squoze it. We squoze into our seats right behind a row of obnoxious, psychotic drunks. And they're rolling joints and they're smoking pot, right? I mean, right, no big deal in private if you want to do it, but they're right there smoking a big joint. The cops are all over the place, and they're not budging. Well, halfway through the game, two of the guys get quiet because they're boned out, they're stoned, and this was the Houston game, the first game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, listen, I got news for you. That was the hurricane. I thought you were talking about the Houston Dolphins game. You wanted to be stoned by the end of that game, before Sammy dropped it.
Well, I mean, I couldn't blame them, for doing what they were doing. It got so boring. But one of them remained intact, and he was going nuts. So he takes his warm beer, and his friends, they had quieted down. I guess it kind of pissed him off they were quiet. He reaches around one friend, pours his beer on his head. Beer runs all down his back. Well, naturally, we're sitting right behind him. He thinks we did. So now the guy goes insane. He turns around, he rips off his shirt.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to believe this. He rips off his shirt. He starts saying some kind of words I'd never heard before.
No, come on, you heard him.
Well, they were in Spanish. So
okay.
Okay.
George says next time he'll interpret for you.
Okay, good. We should have had George there with us. And the guy undoes his pants. I couldn't believe it. He whipped it out.
Really?
He whipped it right out.
40 years.
There was a woman sitting right in front of him, too, and she was so stone-faced. I couldn't believe it. He pulled it right out, and I guess he's saying in Spanish, hey, get on this or whatever.
Yeah.
The funny thing was it wasn't much to show off. But
well, maybe that's why she was disappointed. It was no big deal. By the way, the words that he was saying were...
No tengo pellejo en la punta.
And he was just trying to prove it.
Neil, there was not a cop anywhere.
Yeah.
This guy standing in front of thousands of people showing his boiled peanut, and hey, no cops. Big bag of dope getting passed around, no cops. I don't get it. It's not fair.
Pass the donuts.
It's ridiculous.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Good luck. What a story. 11:57. I guess there was no extra charge for the floor show there at the Orange Bowl, huh? What a place. Tiny.
Hi, Uncle Neil.
Oh, Tiny, you sound like so guttural today. Where have you got that mic, baby?
Oh, boy.
By the way, I want to congratulate Winnie as a TV star. I hadn't realized that certain individuals, I won't mention their names because they may be close by, were like right up on my door stoop and like taping inside the little window there. And Winnie is a TV star. My golden retriever, Tiny, is pretty pissed off about it, too. But he's so small they couldn't photograph him, which kind of relates to the whole story.
Too much young guy soup, Uncle Neil.
Too much some young guy, yeah.
Yes, you have to play Sometimes I Feel, and then I tell you, Uncle Neil, I love you, and I will always listen, and you're a good guy.
Thank you, Tiny.
I love you.
Love and kisses.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. 11:58 at WIOD, an open line and date at 751. Here's Pembroke Pines.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Great.
I know there's not much time, so I'll just get right to the point.
Get right to it, pal.
I want to thank, number one, Chuck Myers and you both for taking something that kind of was a negative thing and channeling it to something really positive.
Okay.
Helping out Camilla's house with this is really great, and people showing support is...
Hey, listen, if that's what it took, I mean, whatever motivates them, whatever turns them on, it's kind of bizarre, but if that got them off their dead ass...
Yeah, I mean, because it's unfortunate for you to go through the hassles and all, but look at what it turned out to.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're behind you 100%.
Thanks. Have a good one. Bye. Okay, let me give that total again, because even I'm whelmed by it. $120,503.33. If you're not familiar with our Camilla's House campaign, we do it each year for a couple of months from November till the end of January and raise money for the homeless. And the record last year was $111,630, which far and away surpassed our previous records. And this year we didn't even set a goal because we're in a depression and the charities are crying. And in spite of that, here it is on the last official day of our campaign. And we've not only broken it, but demolished it and still are doing it. Rick and Spud coming along 2 to 6 this afternoon. Old number 88, Mr. Mandich on Sports Talk at 6:05. Hank Goldberg show tonight with Olympic gold medal skaters Katrina Witt and Brian Botano, 8 to 11 tonight.
This is South Florida's news, traffic, and weather station. News Talk Radio, 610 WIOD. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and the Palm Beaches.